I'm back again. Hey, smiling on my face. Don't know why. Passport came yesterday. Útlevél. Here we are. Budapest. Obviously, I think like my dad's Hungarian passport, it was blue back in the day, and before he died, he had a blue one. Now I think that because now you're out of EU, well, I'm British, aren't I? I'm still British, and I've still got my British passport, but mine don't run out till 2027. But I think when you get your new passport, or the lot of you who have got passports, I think you have dark blue ones, so they'd be the same colour as what my dad had. And I think my girlfriend, my oldest daughter's boyfriend, I think when he changed his, he got a blue one. So I've got that. So I've got my passport, come yesterday. So, yeah, got that. That's all done now. No? Got a picture, absolutely terrible picture. It seems that when they do the picture, instead of sort of doing it from your shoulders a little bit and they get in your front, they've got the camera on like, it's almost so close on your face but wide angle. It's gave me a face like Shrek. What it's done, it's made my ears small. My cheeks have gone oval here. I mean, look, I definitely look like a watermelon face. I've definitely got a watermelon head on this picture. And I know it's not true. I do not look like a watermelon. Far from it. But if you look at the picture, oh, it's absolutely... In fact, no, look at me. Look, anyway, just quickly just tell you. So I got my passport. House address card. Got that. House address card. Got that now. And my identity card. Now, my identity card, my face looks huge. I tell you. It looks like I've got no hair on my head. My face and forehead, I'm just huge. My face is just ballooned. It looks like I've been injected with, I don't know, something, steroids or something in my face, or some plastics. I don't know what's been put into my face. But it looks ridiculous. My ears look really pushed together, like as if they've been sellotaped to my head. It's actually an awful picture. Awful. Just look at that picture. Just look at it. Terrible. So, identity card. Obviously, because I was born in England, I'm British. I'm proud. It's got Nottingham on it, where I was born, and it's got my mum's name on it, because that's my mum. And that's same with my address card, which is another sort of identity card, but it's where you address. Now, this address card, this doesn't have this address on it. It's got my, which if you anybody who's probably watching this or who hasn't watched my videos in the past, it's got my farmhouse. It's got that address on it, which is in Tolna, down south. So both of these, have my new address on. Passport, the same, new address. Everything is my new address, not this house. I'd be glad to get away from this whole of Borshood, because yesterday I went for a run yesterday. Ended up losing the plot a little bit. Basically, I pulled up at the water. I was doing a video and I thought, sometimes when I do these running videos, it was a lovely day, a bit cloudy, overcast today, but it was a lovely day. And I thought to myself, let me just get me a tea. And I thought to myself, I'll go, go and get a run in, because it was my first run yesterday. Because obviously I'm trying to do other things, aren't I? Knocking out 100 press-ups a day when I do them. Some mountain climbers, but twisting my legs in, so I do a bit different. And also doing some, I love squats. My legs are definitely getting bigger. Obviously with me, don't laugh, but the legs are definitely getting bigger. So stop calling me stork legs. I know the storks look at me. So, but I went for a run, and as I parked the car up, I didn't realise they were gypsies, but two girls, I thought they were lesbians, at the bike, and started whistling me. But it got too much. Now, I know it's illegal in England, isn't it? But I don't know where. Is it illegal to whistle blokes in England? I can actually understand why our women feel the way they feel, but I suppose it's a bit more appreciated if it's from somebody nice looking now. I don't know. I just got really offended by it. So they started whistling me. Then they asked me where I was going. Clearly I was going for a run. She did then turn round, am I going for a run? So I told her no, I'm going to go and have a swim in the Tisser. Because clearly, obviously, I've been sarcastic, obviously. And then I did tell them that I do not need to have them whistling at me. I says, there's plenty of whistling in the trees from the birds. So I know it sounds a bit corny and pathetic, but I took offence to it now. By the time I'd got back from my run, 5k run and walk, I ended up nearly walking back, so I was that mad. I was seething, actually. I was actually debating what will I end up doing with them. Will I be either pushing them both in the Tisser, or will I be throwing both the bikes on their heads? Because they pissed me right off. But by the time I got back, they'd gone. And then there was in the town centre, near what they call the Italbolt, which is a drinking shop. And there was, and this girl seen me, and she went like that. Hi. So I just, as we've been serious, obviously I'm driving on the left now, she's there, so I just got my left hand, which I'm holding the camera now, so I'm holding the camera. Out the window, just went like that. I know it sounds, but obviously I didn't want to stop the car. So I just made it clear. You know the problem is with people out here, they're just idiots. They're just idiots. Now, I know it's a little problem, I know it's minor, but it got me back up. And it actually, I'll be honest with you, it spoiled my run. I was really looking forward to that run, and it spoiled it. But anyway, so what's happening now is I'm getting my car licence done. And now my girlfriend has just phoned up, I don't think she just phoned up Mezzachart, the ear holder, to know exactly what's going on. And because my car licence is, and obviously my lorry licence is all together, my car licence runs out in 2040. My HGV licence has run out at the beginning. No, sorry, it's a year. I thought it was 2 years. It ran out a year ago. And obviously I know there's been a big backlog in DVLA, but I've not gone to renew it because I've been stuck here. But because now my property is here in Hungary, I may as well just change everything over, including my licence, because you can drive abroad and wherever. And if I can't ever see me now, ever, living in England. Everything and what I've got here, I just can't see it happening. End of the day, right, I had a life in England. I divorced, sold the house, split the money up. You know, unfortunately, this is life, and this is what happens. It don't matter how good your job is, how good your... Hey, can you mind... Hey, do you mind I'm on doing a video? Stop. Hunter, it's you. He's getting mardy because of some road. Stop it. No. Anyway, so obviously I divorced, split the money up. A lot of people clearly don't do this. They don't split up for money reasons. That's not me. I'm not that person. Listen, if I don't want to be with somebody, I split up. I don't give a shit. I split up. I don't put my kids through torture. Unless you've been through what I've been through, right? I mean, I applied, I wrote on YouTube to, somebody wrote about Orban, the Prime Minister who's got through here again. Now, he's really far right wing, so I mean, if you're gay, no point in having a life here. And there's no, he's really strict on immigration. Now, but there has to be a bit of a clause in that because, you know, like my dad went to England and so did Italians and Jamaicans and West Indians and Pakistan and Indian people. So many people left their countries, whatever it's through, like my dad left here through the uprising at 16 years of age and arrived in Skegness. But the point is, I don't believe in immigration and people taking the piss out of the country and not learning the language, sticking together and doing math and going around stabbing people. But I do think you have to have a limit on who you have coming in the country, to be honest with you. You can't just say you can't have anybody. I mean, England's got everybody, haven't they? I mean, that's why England should put a stop to it because it's flooded in it. You can't do anything in England. Here, you can go on the motorway, you can drive down the road, everything's clear, you can do loads of things. In England, everything is a struggle. Wherever you can't even lorry drive normal in England. It takes you hours. Like I say, if you drove 3 hours somewhere and you started at a funny time, you could end up doing a 4 or 5 hour journey through traffic. It's just ridiculous. Here, you're just constantly moving. Of course there is in Budapest, there can be problems if there's been an accident, I admit that. But normally the motorways, like the M3 here, they're clear. You've seen it, you've seen my videos, they're not that bad. And where I live, in southern Hungary, it's great here, the roads are all beautiful motorways, it's clean, just beautiful. So, anyway, yeah, so I applied, I wrote on this, what this guy had said about, he said, this English bloke says, I've been living here for 30 years in Hungary. Obviously he's an older chap, and he says he loves it. And he's full English, and I just basically says, well, I've been coming here since 1970, which is before him. I've seen a lot of changes. I've seen more changes here than people who have been born over the last 20, 30 years here, because I've been coming here since 3 months old. So I've seen a big change. I've been coming here, and I've always drove here where some people just fly. I've drove here, I've seen all the communist way and the borders and the control, not open borders. I've seen so many different things. And I know so many different things and changes, prices and everything. And there's so many things here what are more expensive and worse off than what they are in England. And then there's it just swings and roundabouts. But I don't think some of the restaurants here are any cheaper than England. Well, I'm not going to go by London prices, but say Nottingham, where I'm from, I don't think some of the prices some can level out the same. Whereas I know before that everything was a lot cheaper here. Now you're paying, like I pay for them eggs I get, I only pay about 10 pence for an egg. Now that I know that's cheap, 10 pence for an egg, you can work out 12 eggs. What do you pay for in England now? But can you pay for 12 eggs, 10 eggs around £2, £2.50? It depends. I know you've got your small, medium and large. I would say these eggs are probably medium. But they're only 10 pence an egg, which is nothing really, is it? So, quite chuffed with that really. Bread's gone up a little bit here. Meat's expensive. I would say the meat's probably a little bit the same. And that's why they sell like a lot of pig meat out in this area, because cow meat, which is beef and everything, is too expensive. People can't afford it. But yes, I'm officially Hungarian, but I'm still British. Obviously, my HGV licence has run out. I just need to get a medical and get it done. But obviously, my girlfriend's phoned up as a chart, and they've turned around and said that it has to be done in Budapest. So I don't want another circus. I mean, it has took around a year and a half, hasn't it? It's a year and a half for me to be Hungarian. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm supposed to have priority because my dad and my family's Hungarian. Absolute joke. Really is. But it's done now. What's done is done. I've got all my stuff here, look, got it all in. Everything's here now. So just my car licence. Yeah, because I live here, I'll just come back to England to visit like I used to visit here. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm not going to come back to England for a couple of months or 3 months or a month or whatever. I'll do the same. But obviously I've got my dogs, but they'd be better when they're at the other house. But once I'm away from here and go there, the life is going to be a lot better because I've got so much to do at the other house and the land. I mean, I'm going to make it into that back garden. It's just going to be a paradise, I tell you. It's going to be like, I'm going to put some forest trees in there, big, massive. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. And the guys go in there to the arts this weekend. So we've got the guy plugging the hole up in the window for the water, for the plumber guy to finish the bathroom off because he's had to get these screws. And the screws for my bath, for my legs on my bath, he's had to get some screws for it. So there was none. So he's had to get 8 screws. 10,000 foreign, about 20 odd quid for 8 screws. But he's pocketing some money. So I've had to just let him do it. Let him buy it because he didn't have any. Because if I say, well, I'm not paying that, it's just going to be another circus, isn't it? I'm sick of circuses. That's what you say, it's just circus. It's a circus. My whole life's a circus. So, There is a little bit of an update on a Thursday morning, and I will be going for a run or walk today, but I won't be going to the Tissa. Oh, and another thing, what's happening, my Nikon camera's coming back, and that cost me 16,500 foreign. Obviously the aperture, what opens and closes, the plastic grill thing, for some people who don't know what goes when you open the camera up, aperture, that is, I think that's the aperture. I'm not that technically minded in cameras and all that lot. He can't put that back in because he said there's a problem. The problem with the outer aluminium, what goes round it, I dented that, and he can't get that part for it because that camera was new around 2015. Well, I think it's 2016, 2015, 2016. The A900 Nikon. But I love it because it's got a real good. It's got a 30-odd zoom on it, which is really good. So I can zoom in, and I'm so happy it's coming today. It's been delivered. I paid for it direct to the guy's bank. So this camera, I'll put. If anybody's ever in Budapest, you know, he's done really. He's not ripped me off, and he's done. Hopefully the camera's going to work. He said it works fine. He said actually inside the camera something broke when I knocked it off the veranda. So obviously it's all done now, so I can do some good wildlife pictures. I mean, yesterday there was a stork. I put the video up, but I couldn't zoom in. But there's a stork on a wooden post over there, and the sunset was all red at the back, and it was just before it got dark. Oh, it was an absolutely lovely picture, and I just wished I could have zoomed in on the stork. And this Sony, as good as the camera as it is, it just won't zoom. There's no zoom on it at all. That's ZV-1, that's Sony. It's a brilliant vlogging camera, and it's really clear, and it takes lovely photos, but zoom is just, that's the only problem with it, it's just got terrible zoom. But the sound on it's fantastic. So I'll be able to get some good wildlife. I mean, I've seen a load of young deers yesterday in a field, and it was all misty, the low mist, because it was 20 odd degrees yesterday, so in the early morning, a bit low mist. And it would have been a lovely, if I would have stopped the car and parked it up on the grass verge somewhere out of the way, I could have done a lovely video. So there'll be a lot of nice wildlife videos coming as well. Some Hungarian wildlife. Anyway, I just thought I'd give you a bit of an update. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. And I'm going to have to knock out 100 press-ups, do some squats, and I've got to go for a run or walk. I might even do a bit of a run and a walk and take my camera if I can hold it. It's only small anyway. Might be able to get some pictures of them, hawks and eagles and everything. See you later. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.